Okay, why real estate is absolutely perfect for military families. That's this episode. Let's get it. Boom. Yeah, so I'm a veteran, I'm a realtor, and I'm the founder of S.E.R.E School. If you don't know what S.E.R.E School is, it is teaching and training for military on how to be successful in real estate. Now, the end of this video, I'm going to tell you more about S.E.R.E School and give you an offer that you cannot refuse. It's going to be one of the best things you've ever heard. 100% free, no catches, nothing to hide, nothing behind the scenes, from one veteran to other vets, active duty military spouses, whatever capacity you served in the military, this is for you. But let's get into our episode. So we're going to talk about two pathways inside of real estate. We're going to talk active and passive. Okay. Now, I've mentioned these in other videos before, but we're going to go a little deeper. We're going to dive a little deeper into these two things. So, being a passive real estate agent, what that means is you become a referral partner. And so you get your license just like any real estate agent would do. You would go get your license, study, take the test, get your real estate license, whatever state you're in. And I always suggest getting your license in the states where you have networks, where you know people. So in the military, that could be 3, 4, 5 different locations, depending on how long you've been in, where all you've traveled. Where are your little spheres of influence? This is the fancy word we use in real estate, sphere of influence. It's just people you know, people that you've made relationships with, you've co-worked with, you've done life with. Those are the folks, those little spheres, wherever those are at, those are the places you want to think about getting a real estate license. Well, being a referral partner, when you get your license, you hang it with the same brokerage. Everything looks very similar. The only difference is you don't have to pay for the MLS. So what the MLS is, multiple listing service. So this is where you have to pay an annual fee to be able to list houses, have access to other houses that are for sale. But since you're a referral partner, there's no need in paying for it. There's no requirement in paying for it. The only thing that happens after you get your license, your real estate license, is you find an active agent. Now, this is one of the things we're going to talk about at the end of this video, because we're building a community where referral partners and active agents can connect, communicate, collaborate, work together, and also be on the same page. Because when you get into real estate, everybody has different paths of success. They have different directions that they have walked down as they've gotten their license. And so depending on who they trained with, where they started, what they've read, the YouTube videos they've watched, depending on all of that, they may have a different mindset. And so what we're doing inside of S.E.R.E School is we are establishing a mindset. We're establishing a standard, right? We're all military, right? When I was in, it was service before self. So you put others before you, which is what I'm doing in S.E.R.E School and what I'm going to teach you to do in your business. Excellence in all you do, right? Excellence in everything, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, whatever it is, you're going to be excellent at that thing, and you're going to put the mission first. So whatever that mission is, that's your first focus, right? And so those same kind of tenets I'm bringing into S.E.R.E School. So we have a community that has collaborated with the same mind, moving the same direction. Now back to being a referral partner, okay? This passive agent. Once you get your license, you don't have to sign up for an MLS. You pick a brokerage. Now from there, you're never going to show a house. You're never going to list a property on the MLS because you don't have it. Right? You're never going to do any. Now, in my system, you're never going to do any paperwork. All you're going to be required to do is have conversations inside of your network and listen to people when they're talking about PCSing, buying, selling, moving, any of those kinds of things, buying investment properties, any of those kinds of conversations. You're just going to be there as a resource for them, educating them. And they're going to be like, man, you've only had your real estate license for like 2 days. Like, what do you know? And your proof is going to be the fact that you took S.E.R.E School, that you've come through this intense training that spits you out the other side with a ton of knowledge, with how to communicate with potential clients, and as a passive agent, how you can talk to friends, family, coworkers, and not ostracize them. not make them feel like you're a used car salesman, like you're pitching them on what they should be doing in life. No, no, no. Just as a resource, you're just going to provide value to them. And by providing value to them at no cost, they're going to come back to you with value with cost, right? And so the way this functions is you're living, breathing, every day, working, going around life, the gym, the grocery store, your friends, your family. You're just going to begin to have these conversations. And then as leads come through, as people raise their hand and they say, I am going to be buying, selling, PCSing, then you pick up that domino and you just pass it through to an active agent. Okay. For that referral, you're going to get 25% of the transaction. Now I'm going to get into money here in a little bit because I want to be specific with you. I don't want to sell pie in the sky. I want you to know what you're getting into. So that's the passive agent pathway. You become a referral agent, you get licensed just like a normal agent. You just have conversations. Now, you can still lead generate. Okay, you can still do stuff like what I'm doing here, video work, content work on the content work on social media. You can still do all of those kinds of things, but it's up to you. You can make it as passive or as active as you want it to be. The whole idea, though, is to have conversations, generate leads, have them raise their hand and say, I'm buying, selling, PCSing, moving. And then you warm those people up and you hand them off. And then you just wait for that transaction to close. You get a check in the mail or a wire transfer most of the time. I like to call it mailbox money. So you're just having the same conversations you would normally have. You're just a little more informed about real estate than you were before. And so you can provide value to friends, family, coworkers, those kinds of people. And then you pass this thing through. And again, hang in there. We're going to talk about money here in a second. The other pathway is active agent. Now, inside of S.E.R.E School, we're going to have a basic training that is basic real estate knowledge that you need to know about the business, not about how to get licensed or pass the test, but about the business of real estate. That's what the basic training will be. And then from there, you can kind of pick your pathway, whether you want to be passive referral agent or an active agent. Now, here's what's amazing. You can pick one, you can do both, and you can even start your career or this little side hustle, whichever way you're looking at it. You can even start it down one of the paths and you're not stuck there. You can always change. You can always, with the brokerage, especially the one that I'm at, you can change, you can twist, you can turn, you can be active, passive, referral. Now, once you flip that switch, you're usually committed for about a year. So you say, I'm going to be a referral agent, you got 12 months, and then after that, you can turn it off. Then again, the only requirement when you go from referral agent to active is that you go join an MLS. That's going to be the only difference money-wise. Well, money-wise, when you sell a house, you make more if you're not a referral agent, but it costs a lot more of your time. So that's what we're going to get into. Active agent. Passive agent, having conversations, passing leads through, no time difference because you're already having these conversations, no money difference. There's no monthly fees. There's no MLS fees, right? This is just a way for you to make money into your family passively as you're having the same conversations you're normally having. We're just going to teach you how to up level them a little bit so you can talk specifically about real estate. That's what S.E.R.E School is going to do. Okay. Now let's talk about being an active agent. This is a full-fledged, get your license and you're growing a business. Okay. And anything in 2024 and probably for the foreseeable future, the way you grow a business, the best way to grow a business is number one, you build an audience. And now that audience can be as small or as large as whatever your goals are. Right? If you want to be an influencer and not a real estate agent, you're looking for views, likes, subscribers. But if you want to be a real estate agent, you're actually looking for transactions. You're looking for a way to build an audience who's going to raise their hand. Again, same, you're going to hear me repeat this, right, all the time, that it's about having a conversation, whether it's social media, you start a conversation with a video like this, people raise their hand, then you follow up, right? Or the other piece is building the audience, putting out information, content, things that people want to see, want to hear. Now, you might say, well, people is very broad. Exactly. I'm very interested in working, providing value to military and veterans. That is my focus. I want to, and my assumption in business, and I feel like this has been proven by other people like Alex Hormozy and some of these other ones, the more that you can push out value for free, things that you could charge for, but you give them away for free. And the higher value that is, and the more frequently you do it, the more exponential gain in value in return you're going to get. So I think business 2024 and beyond is about building an audience, getting them to raise their hand. So some kind of call to action where they raise their hand and say, I'm interested in what you're talking about, right? And then following up with them and closing a deal. That's it. That's like the whole thing. So that audience can literally be one to one where you're talking to individuals. It can be one to many where you're doing content, right? Like this. But either way, the idea is to create something, a conversation, so that they can qualify themselves, say, I am buying, selling, moving, PCSing. And then you follow up on that conversation and close the deal. That's basically the whole. Now, there's a million ways to do this. There's a million ways to create an audience. You can do it on a small scale with just in-person networking, larger scale, social media, YouTube, these kinds of things. But whatever you decide to do, it's about building that audience, get them to raise a hand, have enough conversations that you get people that are qualified, and then you can follow up and close them. So if you get into real estate, let's talk money. A lot of this depends on the brokerage. So I'm just going to talk from my brokerage's perspective. Okay. These are the numbers I know. So if you become a passive real estate agent, you become a referral partner. Every time you sell a $300,000 house, that's the transaction that comes through. Your lead is buying $300,000 house. Depending on you purchasing stock in our company at every transaction, you're going to make about $1,800 to $2,000 every time. So if we just use the even $2,000, let's say you get 10 of these leads a year, that's an extra $20,000 into your family. You take taxes out, right, which is going to be around 25%. So that's 24, that's $5,000. So you made $15,000 to the good through just having the same conversations that you're having anyway. Now, it gets real exciting when you start working. If you're married or if you want to partner with a coworker and you guys start lead generating, because you could end up with 10, 15, 20, 30 of these a year and really make a really good side hustle out of it with really no cost, because my brokerage has no monthly fees and no time commitment. And so now this is just straight profit that you're making. Okay. And there's ways to mitigate taxes, but that's not this video. Right. And so whatever you decide to do on the referral agent side, you can make about $2,000+ for every $300,000 referral you bring into the system. Now, on the flip side of that, if you're an active agent, you're going to make around $7,000, right? Somewhere between $7,000 and $7,500 for every $300,000 property that you sell. Right now, lead generating. Now, let me talk about why you, as military, this is what the whole video was titled, why you are positioned in an amazing place to be able to be extremely successful inside of real estate. You probably already know this. You're probably already thinking it, but you literally are in an industry where either you or the people you work with move every year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. So like every quarter, you probably have new people moving to the base who are going to be looking at where they're going to live, buying a house, renting a house, and you can be there as a resource for these people. And then you can get transactions through this and pass them through to your active agent partner or take them as the active agent yourself. And so this PCSing, every time you move, you have the ability to get another license, create another sphere of influence, and now you are creating referral networks everywhere you move or live action transactions in those locations. There's no other job that I know about that you move that much. And it's actually an advantage for the job, for the business, for the entrepreneur. And so being a military member, this gives you an advantage. When people are PCSing, moving, they're talking about moving off base. They're talking about getting married. These are all inflection points. And we're going to go through this in the S.E.R.E School. But these are all inflection points where this is where you have an opening to begin to provide value and educate them on real estate, on the realities of the VA loan, on what it actually looks like if they were to buy versus rent. This is a beautiful place for you to be because you're in an environment where these leads are generating themselves. You're not having to generate them. They are literally generating themselves. So through the money, through the passive and active, depending on whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter. We're going to have this opportunity inside of S.E.R.E School. So I told you if you came, I was going to tell you more about it. So one, why you should listen to me. I'm a veteran. I've been doing entrepreneurial work for about 10 years. I got into real estate a little over 2 years ago. I went from about 75K my first year to about 140K my second year. So I've been able to figure out how you actually go about generating leads inside of real estate. And so I'm going to bring that success that I've had in those first 2 years, and I'm going to put it right into your hands. Now, here's the beautiful thing: for absolutely no money. $0, nothing. Not going to charge you anything. The only thing you're going to have to do is fill out your name, email, phone number, register. Boom, you have access to the course. That's literally the whole shebang. That's it. And so the reason I'm doing this is because I believe that the more value I can create for you, the more value that will come back to me. But the why underneath it is to set military members financially free. I'm trying to grow a business, but I think the way to do it is by giving you the most value I can generate. So giving you stuff that I could 100% charge $500, $700, $1,000 per student for, and give it to you for absolutely nothing, absolutely free. And I think if I do that and I do it excellently, I believe if I do that and I do it excellently, that this money, this value will return back to me. Okay. And we'll build a community. We'll build something that will set veterans, active duty, military spouses. It will set you financially free, where you're not renting your life. You're not renting your business. You're not trading hours of your life for a paycheck, but you can begin to generate something amazing. Because I think this real estate play is just the beginning of the roller coaster. I think into the future, because my goal is to stop trading my time for money, to make enough money that I can trade money for money. And now my time is back in my hands to do whatever it is, right? Do more generation, work on the business, not in it. Like there's a bunch of little terms and ideas around this of how you can leverage the excess capital from real estate into future gains, future wealth for you, your kids' kids, and their kids' kids. Okay. And so this is the whole purpose. Now, how do you get involved? There's going to be a link in the description. Also, like, share, subscribe. If you're seeing this on YouTube or on TikTok, share this with your buddies, pin this video, but there's going to be a link right in the description. If you don't see a link because it's TikTok or something like that, DM me, shoot me a direct message. I'll shoot you the link. You can sign up for the school. I'm done with the actual outline and the handbook for the school. Now it's just going to be recording the videos. And so this thing's going to be pumped out in the next 30, 60 days. We're going to be coming in hot. We're trying to build the community. This is going to be one of those things where getting you involved, having you a part of the community, bringing your supply, setting your like this is going to benefit you as a human being, but also set apart you, your family, your future, financially, spiritually, emotionally. I think this is going to shift kind of how you think about life and where you think life can go. And so it's done that for me. And that's the only reason that I can say that. And I bring this back to you, like I said, for free, just because I want to see thousands of military members and their families set financially free, living the dream, like the sign says, and just out there killing it. And so I'm just doing my little bit, my little part. Hopefully this helps some people. I'm excited to see you guys in the community, in the school. That's it for me for this session. This is why real estate's perfect for military. This is why you should go join the S.E.R.E School. Nugget out.